Yes, welcome to Couch Pilots. It's a podcast, if you haven't guessed. All of you who listen to it are my friends. It's a show. Is that it? The music stopped. That was quick.
Well, you kind of lagged. You added a lot of extra words.
Hold on a second. I will pick up where I left off.
You're fine.
I did add some extra words.
Yeah.
I tried to mix it up a little
That's
bit.
fine. That's fine.
It's the show that dares to fly into the unknown territory of awful television, pilots of the past. My name is Jason, a.k.a. the Black Panther, and across from me is my co-pilot forever. It's Captain Philip Restisher. Good evening.
They don't have a cool thing to do with the Black Panther?
Well, no,
Wasn't there two white guys in that movie?
Well, I said co-pilot forever because in that movie they say Wakanda forever, and they cross their chest. So
I never saw it. I didn't see it.
There's no need to see it, really.
No.
You're not entrenched at all in this Marvel universe of films, are you?
No hair, don't care. Mm-hmm. I don't have a shield. I don't have any special. This show is built in the back of his back burps. I don't care about Marvel at all. I don't care. I'm not racist. I didn't watch Black Panther not because it was black people. It was because I don't care about fucking nerd stuff.
What about the DC universe?
I do want to see the
DC universe.
This show is built in the back of his back burp. I do want to, when they make a movie about the Aquaman.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to see that.
What separates Aquaman for the rest of your proclivities?
Underwater rhymes. Underwater rhymes.
Underwater rhymes.
If anybody remembers that,
are they related to Leanne Rhymes?
No, but if you remember who sang Underwater Rhymes,
hashtag
it. Underwater Rhymes at Couch Pilots Pod.
There'll be a handsome reward of frequent flyer points for you.
Exactly. Jason, I got two questions for you tonight.
One.
Number one, what are your thoughts on the UK?
Well, it stands for United Kingdom, as far as I understand them. And my grandmother Jillian was born and raised there.
Really?
So I am
the one I met. Mm-hmm. Oh, really?
I assume it was her because everyone else is dead. But Jillian,
that's the one I met, though, right?
Does she have gray hair?
I went to her house not too long ago.
For what reason? What did we go there for?
Oh, God, what was it for? I went to her house.
Probably. Is it Morton?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's her.
Okay.
And she has a memory of being young and seeing the World War II bombers go over her head.
No shit.
No shit. So I am a quarter UK, and that's what the UK means to me.
All right.
Question number two.
Question number two. What do you think about ghosts and the paranormal?
Ooh, do you want a real answer?
Yeah. No, okay. I seriously want a real answer. No improv here.
Okay.
Hashtag Adam. See?
Ghosts are not real, and I think people who say that they see them are seeing what they want to see. The people who believe in that sort of thing are more open to seeing those things because they believe it and want to believe it.
Okay.
I can prove that ghosts are not real. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Okay. Right now, you can go to anywhere in the Northeast and say Boston, Massachusetts. They have a haunted historical trail that you can go on, right? And they say, these horrible things happen here. Check this out. There's been notes of this and that and these horrible things. Whatever. The macabre, horror, ghosts, the supernatural, there is an amount of money, a business associated with that.
Yeah.
Probably tens of millions of dollars a year.
One of your favorite places to go to is Wisconsin Dells.
Oh, I love it.
And I know you love a lot of the Moose Jaw is one of your favorite
restaurants.
Love
to go to Moose Jaw.
But they have a night they have a night boat tour.
Oh, they have a haunted tour there?
A haunted tour there too.
There is an industry around the supernatural, all right? And it does generate money. But if we could prove that there were ghosts, if we could find them and have some sort of museum or zoo of the supernatural, things that we know to be out of this realm, but we could see and watch, the industry would be billions upon tens of billions of dollars. People would flock to these events.
Right.
We cannot prove it. Therefore, it does not exist.
Okay. You've never experienced anything paranormal in your life?
No.
Never seen a ghost?
No.
All right.
I've never experienced anything like that. Again, my mind isn't open to it, but should my mind have to be open for those things to exist? I think not.
I agree.
Well, okay, that was what I was going to ask you. I was going to turn the table on you.
Oh, don't turn the table. It's heavy.
180 degrees, table turned. I don't care what you think about the UK, but I am curious about your thoughts on ghosts.
No, we're going to go ahead and ask me the first.
What do you think about the UK?
There has been some controversy in the Couch Pilots realm that I have something against the UK because we watched the Cube.
Oh, the Crystal Cube.
Cube.
Some would argue that it is human shit.
Right. And also we watched Doctor Who.
We did not do. Oh no, we did. K9 and Company.
K9 Company.
Yes. Okay.
And we have a great listener, Chris from the UK, and he has blasphemed me, saying that I hated the UK.
Is that true? Do you, Blake Clayton, Philip Ressisher? Oh, Captain. Oh, Captain.
My captain.
Do you hate? Are you okay?
No, I would go there if somebody paid for a trip there. I would love to go there.
I would love to go there too.
Because you could go all over that area and see so many different things in a short amount of time.
What would you want to see?
I just the whole experience.
The Church of England, right?
Here's the thing. You can get from country to country by an hour and a half train ride, right?
I think you think Europe is like half the size of just the United States or something like that.
Even
right?
less than half the size.
And so, yeah, all these countries that have all this culture
Switzerland,
and history.
Amsterdam.
Boom, 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 boom,
Yeah,
boom.
I can hit them all. And if I had the money, I would go over there. I would experience the Swiss Alps.
Go to the red light district in Amsterdam.
Then I would go to Amsterdam and get fucked up at high.
Get fucked, right?
And then I would fuck some whores in Amsterdam.
Go to Amsterdam.
Then I would go over to Germany.
Get fucked.
Yeah, okay. Did you just say get fucked in the ass?
I love Germany, and I love the people from Germany.
No, but I seriously, I have nothing against the UK except Brexit. I don't think that's right.
It's the meal between dinner and lunch.
Right. I don't think that's really the best thing for you guys, but I would love to go over there, but I don't think your TV is good. The BBC stands for Blake Balls Clayton.
Does it really? Is that your nickname, Balls?
Come on, Jason. Let's get over to the improv. You call me Balls all the time.
I do
Every time you
call
come over,
it
you're
that.
like, "What up, Balls?"
I apologize. I apologize.
Oh, Balls.
I'm doing that for the fans so
Right.
they can really.
You
revel
call me
in it.
Balls. Even Molly calls me Balls.
Well, Balls. That's obviously your thoughts on the UK.
Sure.
But what do you think, Balls, about ghosts? Ghosts do this. Ooh. You ever do that?
I'm just a ghost in this house. I'm just a shadow upon these walls. As quietly as a mouse, I haunt these halls. Here's what I think about ghostesses. All right? To me, part of what you say is right in the fact that people that want to see them will see them. All right?
Thank you.
But, all right, you're welcome. But I do think there is such thing as ghosts. I don't think there's like these TV shows we watch with paranormal activities or whatever. Just like writings on the walls and I don't think that's real. But I do think there are ghosts. Okay, I do believe there are ghosts, but I don't think it's paranormal stuff where they're throwing lights across and shattering dishes.
What do the ghosts want then? And what form do they take?
Ghost, they just want to get to the other side. They have something unresolved, and they want to get to their side.
So this presupposes that there is some sort of afterlife. You were saying
No.
the ghosts are stuck here, but they want to get somewhere else.
They don't want to go. They don't have a destination, but they know that they can't go off until something is figured out.
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Exactly.
Ghosts.
How many times have we heard that? Right.
We sang it at the marathon.
Yeah. So I believe there's something, But I don't really believe in all this paranormal activity. Like,
what about Paranormal Activity 2, 3, or the cursed ones?
No, I don't. I when I was a child, I watched a very scary movie.
Can I guess what it was?
Sure.
Hook.
No, it was about a little blonde girl.
Exorcist Part 1, 2, 3, Electric Boogaloo.
Nope. And Kevin Costner's dad was the father, and there's this little girl who got sucked into the television.
That's Poltergeist, isn't it?
Yeah, you didn't say Poltergeist.
I said Poltergeist 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, just one.
What is that?
Just one.
Who's Kevin Costner's dad?
The guy looks like Kevin Costner's dad. The guy that played Coach.
Oh, Craig T. Nelson.
Yeah, it looks like Kevin Costner's dad.
It does?
It does.
I don't know what his dad looks like.
It does.
Okay.
Anyway.
Was Dauber or Jerry Van Dyke there?
No.
I don't know, Coach.
Poltergeist, it wasn't real. That was not going to happen. But
this house is clear.
Right. Oh, she was cute.
Zelda was her name.
Oh, I love that game.
Legend of.
So I believe there's something out there, but I think people take it to the extreme. They rock a mic like a vandal. They light up a stage where I jump like a candle. They dance. Of course, because they boom. They kill in their brains like a poisonous mushroom. They're deadly when they play dope melody, but anything less than the best is a felony.
What is the definition of autism, you think?
I'm autistic.
High-pitched cackling, you think is the...
No, referencing the same thing every second episode.
And thinking it'll change, that's the definition of crazy, I think.
Right. I used to have a button that said, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different response.
You used to have a button that says that? So a button that had quite literally the definition of crazy on it. Where do you get buttons with definitions?
I think it was like, I got it like Spencer's. All right. Or like Gadzooks.
Yeah, all right.
But yeah.
I think we're all crazy, right?
You know what, to be honest with you, I think every single person in some form or another has a little bit of psychosis.
This is a great segue, I think, because I have a belief, and I don't think it's outlandish by any means, but when we constantly are looking for relationships with the gender that we're attracted to, and we try to replicate these relationships over and over, even though they may not be healthy for us, right?
Yes, I agree.
Okay, so that is a form of insanity in itself, right? I recently was contacted by 2 ex-lovers of mine.
Really?
Yes, and I wanted to bring this up during the show because I wanted your kind of your thoughts on the situation.
I'm super excited now.
Okay,
I was bored earlier. But
okay. So I dated a lady for a few months. It did not end well. I asked her not to contact me again, and then a few weeks ago she contacted me with a text, and it said, "Hi."
Because she was smoking some doobies.
Okay. I did not respond to it. I deleted it, and I moved on. What does that mean? When a girl texts you, I haven't talked to this lady, maybe 8 months. I ran into her about a couple weeks ago. I didn't say anything.
And that sparked it. That's what you needed. You should have said that at the beginning. That sparked it.
Okay. I did not say anything to her at that time.
But she saw you.
And I saw her.
She saw you standing there.
Put the Beatles. Please remove the Beatles from this conversation. Strike them from the record. But we were about 2 feet from each other. And I just we're passing each other, coming in different directions. I see her. And
were you at a bowling alley?
No, I was at the beer fest.
Okay.
Anyway, so I see this lady. I'm like, I don't want to talk to her. I don't hate her.
There's a reason why you're not talking to her now.
I don't like her. I don't not like her. I just want nothing to do with this person. And they told me they would never contact me again. They did contact me, and I ignored it. What did this person want?
This person saw you. She was inebriated when she saw you, and she remembered the good times. She didn't remember the bad times. She just remembered the good times. She's single. She's lonely. And she's like, you know what? This guy was a good time. He had a above average penis.
And, I like where this is going.
And so she texts you, hi.
Okay.
Do I know who it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I did not respond, and I'm not going to respond.
Sure.
So did I miss a sexual opportunity?
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay, that's fine.
You could have sex with her within 45 minutes of that text that said hi.
Okay. You're an expert. This is why I'm mentioning this to you. I have no regrets. I stand firm in my decision.
My problem, back in the Dizzy, if I got that text hi, I would respond to it, and I would completely ignore any horrible things that happened. And I would have sex with her, and then
damn the torpedoes, right?
and exactly, it would all go down. It would all fucking go downhill from there. So you did the right thing.
In many ways, this is why you are my hero. And also,
did you ever know?
Oh, I think we both know.
All right, that's kind of cool.
You're everything I wanted. Okay, so
everything you thought you would be.
I didn't know the rest of the lyrics, so I appreciate that.
I love me some Bette Midler.
That's the first one. That's the first lady.
Okay.
The other one is a lady years ago who I would frequent, and
a FUBU.
She was a black lady. So
no,
yeah.
FUBU is
for us by us.
No, okay.
Anyway, they call me the Black Magnet for obvious reasons. There's a black lady, and I don't think it ended poorly, but we didn't really keep contact. And I knew what her birthday was, and I'd send her a happy birthday on her birthday. Okay. Nothing more. Like, hey, let me put my fingers inside. Nothing less. Just a happy. Hey, happy.
Did you say put your fingers inside of her?
That wasn't the motive behind me contacting her.
Okay.
I would just say, hey, happy birthday.
How long ago was this? The birthday?
A couple months ago.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
And but I do it every year, and I haven't seen her for a long time. She moved away. And she comes back here, I think, almost every weekend. Anyway, so I said that, and then just today, a little behind the curtain, we're recording this the day after Mother's Day.
Okay.
She contacts me today, and she says hi.
Just hi.
I don't remember. Well, let me get
it
out. But and then I followed up.
That's a big difference.
Okay, let me see here. Black. There it is. Okay. She says, oh yeah, it was quite literally the same as the one before. She just says hi. And I said, hey, happy belated Mother's Day. She says, thanks, how are you? I said, all good here. Are you still enjoying your new job? She says, yes, I moved up to more money too. Ha ha.
Ooh.
I said, nice, kicking ass. Congrats. I said, and this is where I get dirty here. I said, get a hold of me if you ever want to hang out while you're in town, which is implying if you want to sit on my dick.
Right.
And she
Definitely.
She says, yeah, I'm down almost every weekend, and I'll be down for summer camp too. And this is the part that is very upsetting to me.
Okay.
She says, but you know I had another baby, right? LOL. And I said, what? I had not heard of that. And then I say, when? Because I'm about to do penis semen math.
Oh, okay. So you were concerned.
Yes.
It wasn't worried about the destruction of the roast beef. You wanted to know if the semen involved. Okay, all right, I'm with you.
I'm at an age now, Blake, where most of the women that I am intimate with have pumped out a baby or two in their time, and the roast beef has received considerable damage. It's not something I'm worried about.
As Ali Wong would say, it looks like two dicks.
I don't know what Ali Wong has to say about post-birth vaginal physicality, but I will agree. I will.
Okay, all right.
I submit to you. Anyway, she says it was in February, which puts me out of the running.
Nice.
Big holy shit.
High five that.
This girl says hi. What does she want? I gave you the bulk of our conversation.
Sure.
What does this girl want?
This girl, she had a baby. Baby daddy out of the picture, right? She got 2 kids now.
I don't know if that's true. I would believe that it is.
Oh, I'm telling you that's what it is.
Okay.
All right.
I believe you.
And she comes down to the area that you live in every weekend. She's got it was February, March, April, May. Okay, so things are tightening back up.
You know what? I would hope so.
And
selfishly.
Yeah, and she's just looking for a good time. Both of these girls want to have sex with you.
Okay. So, the black lady, I'm on board for. The other one, not so much.
Crazy.
I don't need that kind of...
Crazy.
Yeah. But the black lady, I would say, I'd give it a tumble in the rough. So both these ladies are hurting for Jason Scorton, and you're confirming it, and I'm giving you 2 big thumbs up.
Go with the blackie.
Okay, that's all you know. This is the note that I had here. Oh, I also had a note about you sending Jacob from the Knockabout podcast all of our promos.
Oh. Well, when they get their audio fixed to where it doesn't suck, I will send them to them.
Which episode did you hear?
The first episode sounded great. Second episode, not so bad. Third episode, audio is shit.
You're on it, man. You've heard all that. 'Cause that third one just came out.
I could not listen to it. I listened to 33 seconds of it and turned it off.
Wow. Okay, so I haven't even heard the second
Call
one.
me, right? Who knows better than me?
Fucking Debbie Harry over here, right? Call me.
Fuck that Debbie Harry. Let's move along.
Interesting. Okay. I guess I want to say thank you, first of all, for kind of guiding me through some of these messages from ladies. And these are all ladies that approach me, which I don't mind. That's how I get. That's my bread and butter, right?
Right, sure.
And then second
Less
of all,
work for you. The second one, the black one, different.
Okay.
You know what? I don't mean to derail, but my brother was telling me about a couple of young ladies in his life. Well, not young now because he's an old man.
Hey, he's old.
And they are both black.
Nice.
All right. One, he's like, she's super hot. I want to get with her.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. He's like, one that I could have gotten with, who was at my apartment drunk on wine, I chose not to get with. And
What the fuck is his problem?
I said to him, Chad, because that's how I refer to him as Chad.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't care if you date, fuck, or slap black women.
Slap was put in there. Okay.
I was like, you know, the ghetto girl you've hung out with a lot. Just if she's saying, come to bed and have sex with me, just do it. Who
He hasn't
cares?
done it yet?
I think he has in the past, but this instance he was, and then I think the only reason he didn't is because there's a new black woman that he would like to fornicate with. And I just wanted to tell him, you know, because I have a family that's probably, you could say, the past family members were probably on the racist side. I wanted to let him know.
Including Chad.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so? Okay.
But I think he's black paranoid. You know what I mean? And
Wasn't that a song by Ozzy Osbourne?
Yeah. And I said to him, I looked him right in the eye, and I said, dude, if you want to date or fuck a black girl, go ahead. I don't think any less or any more of you. So hopefully he gets laid pretty soon.
We'll keep our fingers crossed for your brother having sex with a black lady.
And with that, we got some fan feedback.
Boy, do we ever. Today we turned to our email address, which was collecting a lot of dust. This is from the person we mentioned at the top of the show who said we should watch today's program called Ghostwatch. His name is Chris Tuckley. He says, Dear Jason and Blake, I'm fresh from a turbulent couple of Couch Pilots reviews, K9 and Company, which was the Doctor Who show, and Heil Honey, I'm Home, which is the Adolf Hitler-centric sitcom.
Yeah, Chris is a Patreon supporter. Love him. Thank you very much, Chris. He's from the UK, but he is behind, and he's working his ass off to get caught up.
It's an interesting predicament that we're in.
Right. He is, how far back would you say he's?
I don't have to guess. I think he told us about a year behind.
Yeah, he's a year behind, so...
He says basically both of these shows that he mentioned are UK television productions.
Yes.
He says, I feel the need to step in to rescue the once great reputation of my home country, now tarnished by the fiascos of Nazi-themed sitcoms, high-tech robo-hounds, and Brexit. Not at least because I fear that Blake will ever set foot in our green and pleasant land. I offer this for your consideration. Then he gives us a red-hot, classically blue link for Ghostwatch, which we have watched and we will talk about today.
Yes.
He said it's a one-off BBC show from 1992, which now has a cult following in the UK, although not a pilot in the strictest sense. I don't think a series could have ever resulted from this. It probably doesn't break your rules to qualify for a review. I'm not going to say it's the best piece of TV to ever come out of the UK, but it had a major impact when broadcast, plus a significant media backlash in the days that followed. It's a memorable what the fuck moment from my adolescence, not least because it appeared on screen with next to nothing in the way of a contextual framework, and because it features a bunch of familiar, in the UK, daytime TV/comedy/chat show personalities.
Oh, see, I didn't read that.
In a very, very odd setting. And that to me, right there, that says a ton. And we'll get into that for sure.
Blair Witch.
And this is apparently addressed just to me. It says, Jason, there will be oodles of interesting facts out there for you to read ahead of reviewing this, but I urge you to watch it first with as little background as possible to get a sense of the authentic, what the hell am I seeing experience of the UK youngsters back in 1992. Godspeed, and as we say here in the UK, handkerchief handkerchief, Squadron Leader Chris of your faithful RAF wing. I'm not sure what that means, but Godspeed to him as well. Godspeed. And a triple handkerchief.
I had a message from Chris before this email.
Oh, please, to Dell.
I have to say, Blake, this was a tough listen for me. As a childhood fan of Doctor Who, I was triggered every time you shouted "nerd" at Dustin. And to hear that you'd never visit Britain based on our poor experience of our TV, based largely on the Crystal Cube, was too much to hear from a revered Sky Cop hero. Please consider your position on this, and I'll find a way to prove that there's more Britain than bad sci-fi robot dogs and Brixton. I just like messing with Doctor Who and Marvel pilots. I would definitely come to Britain. Maybe we can do a live couch pilots in your hometown. Ha ha ha. Please don't take my craziness personally, buddy. Chris says, couch pilots, what a relief. I'm racking my brain to think of a UK TV pilot that will create a more positive impression. When I come up with one, I'll let you know. Should have read that before you read the email.
Yes, because now you interrupted the flow of my email, but that's fine. I responded to Chris because I looked at he sent us a link. I looked at it and it was an active link. It seemed to make sense. It seemed to be clean. I ran it through the pachinko machine. Sure. Everything was aces. I said, "Holy crow, Chris! We were recording on Monday and we are definitely doing this. Thank you as always for your thoughtful correspondence and expect this episode to be released on June 4th, which is today."
Yeah, you have to tell him because he's a year behind.
Yeah. And I'm curious as to whether he will plow through chronologically or skip ahead to this as a result.
He'll skip ahead. Love that guy.
And I said, "Thanks again, Jason." He said, "That's amazing. I cannot wait. Thanks, Jason. Just let me know if you'd like me to provide any bits and pieces of context once you've seen it." Mike Smith, Craig Charles, Sarah Green, and Michael Parkinson, the hosts of Ghostwatch, are all established TV figures when this was made, and it's really their presence that makes the show so disorienting for a British viewer, which I get.
Okay.
And we will talk about that definitely in just a moment. But this correspondence really kind of set the tone for the rest of this episode.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I didn't read this.
Read what?
The correspondence. I didn't read it. I saw there was a blue link, and I sent it to you. I did not read this correspondence with Chris. So this changes everything.
Donnie was a good bowler and a good man. He was one of us. He was a man who loved the outdoors and bowling. And as a surfer, he explored the beaches of Southern California from La Jolla to Leo Carrillo and up to Prismo. He died. He died as so many young men of his generation before his time. In your wisdom, Lord, you took him, as you took so many bright, flowering young men of the Kashan, at Landock, at Hill 364. These young men gave their lives, and so would Donnie. Donnie, who loved bowling. And so Theodore Donald Karabatsos, in accordance with what we think your dying wishes might have well been, we commit your final mortal remains to this bosom of the Pacific Ocean, which you loved so well. Good night, sweet prince.
R.I.P. Donnie.
R.I.P. Donnie. R.I.P. Couch Pilots.
God, wouldn't that be great?
What we wouldn't give to end this show.
God, I would love it.
It would be so easy, yet so difficult at the same time.
You know, we need to spend time together. It rejuvenates our loins. It fills us with sperm in our ball sacks to do this podcast, not just for us. There's more than just us. There's the fans.
There are times that we spend together one-on-one when a microphone is not dividing us, and it is wildly awkward.
It was
I don't know how to talk to you without...
Was it weird the other weekend when you came over on Sunday?
I don't know how to talk to you. I don't know what the agenda is. It is very off-putting.
We don't have an outline.
Yeah. Some people have weird and aggressive piercings and jewelry. I think when I come over to your house, I need to put on a microphone in front of my face when I know we're not recording.
That's
Otherwise,
awesome.
I don't know what we're doing.
That's awesome.
Today we discuss the pilot episode of Ghostwatch from the year of our Lord, 1900 plus 92. Great year.
1992. Let me go back and find out. What was I in 1992? Where were you in 1992?
1992, I was the spry young age of 11.
Then I was sexy and 17.
Yeah.
Had my license. Angie Vecco coming back.
This is a fish fillet out right McDonald's
Yep.
in the driveway.
I ran out of gas.
Butt humping for the first time.
Angie Vecco.
Was she a piece of ass or not?
She was a good looking piece of ass. She was a fine ass girl. She had that squeaky voice. I should have known when I was having sex with her often in her house with her mom home. There was no basement. That I should have known something was wrong. But it was my first experience with sex. It was my first experience with love.
I've had secret basement sex in high school, for sure.
This was secret, same floor sex. Her mom knew we were having sex.
I was going to say, that's got to be a sticky wicket, right?
Yeah, her mom knew we were having sex. It was not a big house.
No, yeah.
I'll drive you by it in a couple of days.
I remember having sex with a 17-year-old girl in her basement of her parents' house, and we had to be wildly careful.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. So
Does that take away from it?
no, it adds to it. Are you kidding me? I'm 36, and I still have relationships with ladies where there's a heightened sense of danger that escalates everything.
I don't want any danger. I'm too old for that shit.
I don't mind it. I think it does more for the lady than it does for me. And,
I think so, too.
I'm happy to play along if
Oh,
it
sure.
means I'm putting my genitalia into something.
Right. You just put a pillow over their head and go shh.
And they love it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they love it. Oh boy, 1992. I was alive then. You were alive then. But it's tough to remember because you and I are old chunks of coal right now.
Right. It's 2018.
We're set in our ways. Today is what we
President Trump.
Trump, smartphones, Cardi B, the death of the Spidget Finner. Right?
That came and went real quick, didn't it?
But 1992 was a time that we lived to, and we have to think about it in terms of that year, this pilot anyway, because it's only fair to that pilot. So we have to go back there in our minds so we can properly digest this pilot. It's
Yes.
only fair. You and I are fair gentlemen, wouldn't you say?
I've always been fair.
Yeah.
That's why I got screwed out of my last 2 divorces.
All is fair in love and war.
Right.
Welcome to my reservoir.
Reservoir Dogs? Never saw the movie.
January 8th of 1992 rolls around. George H.W. Bush, the elder of the two, he gets ill.
His wife's dead, right?
His wife just passed. R.I.P. Baba Bush.
Baba Booey.
Baba Bush, Howard Stern's penis. George H.W. Bush gets ill, and he vomits on Japanese prime minister's lap.
I remember that.
That is
Bad sushi.
That is a U.S. snafu.
Oh, big time. Big time. You don't want to throw up on somebody that you're going to their country, eating their food, and then having a meeting with them.
The Japanese, it's a culture of shame.
Right.
Captain, rest
It's
assured.
a culture of personality, too.
Like Joseph Stalin, right? And Gandhi? Mm-hmm. Can you imagine being the leader of the free world and then puking the contents of your stomach onto a Japanese gentleman's lap who runs that country?
No.
I can't imagine it either.
That's like me and you being on an episode of one of Dustin's shows and drinking a lot and then throwing up on him as we're doing the podcast.
It's almost exactly like that.
That's why he doesn't invite us to be on his shows.
I get invited.
Oh, I'm uninvited. Unfortunately.
What was that?
Alanis Morissette.
No, what was the lyrics there?
It doesn't matter.
I
got the point across.
I very truly do like that song. The lyrics are an unfortunate slight.
Do you remember the
Thank you video where she's naked?
no? Do you remember the hidden song on that album?
Jagged Little Pill?
Yeah.
No. That's a separate album than Thank You. And Uninvited.
Went to your house Walked up the stairs, noticed a letter that said on your desk. You know that song? Oh, fuck me. All right, go ahead.
No, don't fuck you. Jagged Little.
I've been fucking me for a long time.
Did we talk about Jagged Little Pill on this episode or the show before?
I don't know.
That album, say it was released in '95. It had a year and a half worth of singles off of it. It had like 6 top singles. That is an incredible juggernaut of an album.
Oh yeah, and she was on like what was the Canadian version of she was on.
She was on. You can't do this on You can't do that on television.
Yeah.
What are you thinking of? What's that show that Ed McMahon hosted? You remember
Stars, something to do with the stars.
That's right. Congratulations, Stars. Star Search.
What I don't understand is how. Oh God.
Dave Coulier hit that and then proceeded to quit it.
Oh, here it is.
What do you
Hold
got?
on. There's the secret song. Hold on. All right, here we go. There's a hidden song on. Do you want to hear it or no?
I do want to hear it.
Went to your house, walked up the stairs, opened your door without ringing the bell.
Is this pretentious? This is, right?
Down the hall, into your room.
I like to think your voice is so good that it warrants an acoustic. So, okay.
Smell you and I shouldn't be here
I do remember this song
Yeah.
when you play it.
without permission.
I thought this song was so sexy. Like to me, like I could masturbate to that song.
I don't think I've ever heard a song that I could masturbate to. That album is
It's phenomenal.
it's
something like
It
a
is-
phenomenon.
it is a juggernaut. It really was for the '90s.
What are we talking? What are we talking about here? We're talking about Alanis Morissette. Come on.
January 17th, Sara Ferguson attends dinner of Everglades Club. It's a club that excludes Jews.
Oh,
Why-
don't exclude the Jews.
Why did she go there?
She is an idiot.
Sarah Ferguson, you're a fucking idiot.
If you want to be successful in banking, in television, anything, you be friends with a Jew.
Chris Tuckley, I know
that's
that
why this podcast is not taking off because we're not friends with a
we
Jew.
don't cater to the Jewish people. Chris, I apologize. I know Sarah Ferguson is a duchess or some fucking shit you got over there, but she's a retard for excluding the Jews. God, Lord knows they control everything. All hail Jewish people.
All hail the Jews.
That's right. January 19th, Nature Boy Ric Flair becomes the WWF champion at the Royal Rumble.
Woo! Because that's the bottom line. Oh, never mind.
Give me that beer. You've had enough.
No.
Sometimes I come over here. I'm actually kind of doing it right now. You just have like a graveyard of cans and bottles.
But I drank 4 beers before you got here.
Okay, yeah, I was just going to say, what is your daily consumption of Miller Lite?
It depends on how bad my back hurts.
These are tall cans, too. These are like regular cans, but stretched out, I'd say another 1.5 to 2 inches.
Another 4 ounces?
So how many of those do you put away at a given day?
Just depends on how much my back hurts.
Say a medium hurt. I'm not going to leave until I have a number.
5.
Okay. I see 4, and I see 2 bottles. So I think that's within your parameter.
Yeah.
And with the amount of beer you consume on a daily consumption, I would say I am safely and securely back in 1992.
I love it. 1992.
Are we drunk?
No.
Okay.
We're never drunk. We're
What?
always just buzzing.
Why did we buzz to watch this show?
Because Chris asked us to.
It's pretty much just that, isn't it?
No. Whenever one of our listeners suggests a pilot, we put it to the top of the list. And it's happened twice. Dee Dee did it, and we watched, what was that, like home video thing with...
Like Australia's naughtiest home videos.
Right. And then Chris here with Ghostwatch.
And Dustin suggested like fluffy dogs in the past.
Flippy dogs.
Flippy dogs.
A load of flippy dogs.
Give me a whole batch of them flippy dogs.
So if a listener out there has a pilot in mind, we will bump it to the top of the list, except for season 14. We're doing a specific...
Yeah, we got a little bit of surprise for you coming up here at the end of the show, folks. Yeah, you know what? He did request it, but I will say too that that it was available to be seen. It was free. The only one that I'm kind of on the edge is that it was a television pilot that had only one episode.
Right. I was worried about this.
Sometimes we see things that are like an hour and a half, 45 minutes, and they're a made-for-TV movie.
That they want to spin off into a show.
I don't know that this is the case for Ghostwatch.
You don't have any information?
Well, we can get to that in just a moment.
Okay.
But as it stands now, it is questionable. I would say 2 of the 3 requirements for Couch Pilots is meeting.
But it's Chris. He's a Patreon supporter. Patreon.com/CouchPilots. We'll go ahead and let 2.5 slide.
And while he does patronize us, we're not patronizing him by doing this. We did it willfully and lovingly. And I will say, where can you find the entire episode of Ghostwatch to watch for yourself? Well, you can do so by subscribing to Couch Pilots and Apple Podcasts or your favorite podcast app of choice, and then simply click on one of our classically below links in our show notes. Or go
to YouTube.
No.
Oh.
Go to archive.org and .org, and you know what to org. Shit.
You know what to Borg.
You know what to Borg. Bing bong.
Flight attendants, prepare for takeoff, please.
Hey, can we get a little glass? You can do it at the same time. There you go, buddy.
God damn it. Summary of the pilot. The BBC gives over a whole evening to an investigation into the supernatural. 4 respected presenters and a camera crew attempt to discover the truth behind the most haunted house in Britain, expecting a light-hearted scare or two and probably uncovering of a hoax. They think they are in control of the situation. They think they are safe. The viewers settle down and decide to watch for a laugh. 90 minutes later, the BBC and the country was changed, and the consequences are still felt today.
That was a very lengthy summary, but it's from the UK, so I'm going to give it a B+.
I think you're giving a lot of leeway there. I think you're giving.
It's all about Chris.
Okay, I'll say you're giving a lot of leeway. Honestly, I don't care for that summary. It's not inaccurate, but it is too wordy.
It's very wordy.
I give it a C.
But
a straight C.
People in the UK are very wordy.
Okay, I don't know this to be true or false. I'm going to have to go with you.
Been there, done that.
Interesting facts.
Conrad rule is in effect.
This is your British accent you're doing?
Yep.
I have no short of 1 million interesting facts for this.
That's crazy.
I think what I'm going to do is just blast through the first 10.
Blast it like you would that second text message you got.
I like that very much. Release date, October 31st, 1992. It was on Halloween Eve. Oh, my goodness. It earned the dubious honor of being the first television program to be cited in the British medical journey as having caused post-traumatic stress disorder in children. This program, this television event, was so traumatic that it bothered children.
No.
It should be noted, too, that I don't want anyone to comment on these facts.
My bad.
The helpline that they stated was real. And the first thing that people were told when they rang up was, this is not real, although they were still allowed to tell their stories. The rumor that the showmakers had wanted to include a high-pitched tone that would agitate viewers' pets during the broadcast is mostly true. Writer Stephen Volk suggested it, but as soundtracks are capped for transmission, meaning limited pitch and volume, even if permission had been secured to go ahead with the idea, technically speaking, it would not have been possible. What they were trying to do is trying to assault the audience on multiple fronts.
Right.
On the night of the transmission, actress Gillian Bevan returned home from the wrap party to find an answer machine message from a friend and fellow actress, Dame Judi Dench, who jokingly chastised her for inadvertently spoiling her enjoyment of Ghostwatch, which, having naturally recognized her in the role of Dr. Lynn Pascoe, and thereby deducing that the show was in fact staged and not live.
Oh,
Judi Dench. Dame Judi Dench. She was given the title of Dame.
spoiler alert.
A little bit of a spoiler. While you may not see him, Pipes appears many times. To name a few, in the bedroom in the face-cutting scene, behind the door to the cellar in the closing minutes, and in the glass as Sarah Green picks up the posters, find Parkinson at the end, and even behind in the crowd as at the park as Craig Charles walks around. There are also many others.
Oh, I did not see that.
Yeah. So the Pipes, as we will discuss in a minute, apparently made several appearances in the film. It'd be only a watchful eye would find him.
Watchful eye.
In Behind the Curtains, which is a documentary about Ghostwatch, producer Leslie Manning confirmed that although 8 sightings of Pipes have been reported in the film, there are in fact 13, an unlucky number.
So you're telling me that besides this show, there was 13 sightings of said character Pipes?
I think within the show. Within this show, there are 13 sightings, although only 8 were reported.
Okay.
Ghostwatch was never supposed to trick or deceive the viewers. It was billed as a drama and contained a written-by title card at the start. The majority of people tuned in late into the program after a film finished on ITV, and therefore many thought that what they were seeing was in fact going out live.
Okay.
We just got a few more facts. We'll
That's
blast
fine.
over.
You blast those facts, Jason.
Oh, I love blasting.
Just like text message number 2.
Oh boy, you and I are on the same page. The ghost in a sheet painting hanging over the studio fireplace is actually a print of an existing piece by Austrian-Irish artist Gottfried Hellween, which Stephen Volk first saw at an exhibition in Vienna. I actually have a note in the for the pilot, breaking down the pilot of that very same art piece.
All right.
As I thought it was wildly silly.
Yes.
Writer Stephen Volk found his inspiration for Ghostwatch in a real-life case from the 1970s referred to in the media as the Enfield Poltergeist. This occurred in North London and involved psychokinetic activity which witnessed by police, as well as a spirit speaking through a young girl in a demonic-sounding voice. Much of the documentation in Ghostwatch resembles that of the Enfield case, including...
That's an interesting
Oh my
fact.
God, no! Spirits, please leave us!
That fact is very interesting.
How dare you violate the interesting facts? It's the Conrad rule, evil spirit.
I am from the world beyond.
Apologize and move on, or I cannot
Fuck
continue the show.
you.
I'm sorry.
And the horse you rode it on.
How did you know I rode a horse here, evil spirit?
I am Satan. These facts are interesting.
Interesting facts over. Fuck you, Satan. Fuck you right in the ear, you piece of shit. Commenting on these facts.
You fuck on me.
No, yeah.
No, I fuck on
No,
you.
fuck you, Satan. No one comments on these facts. Jesus Christ, there's so many fucking facts here. Interesting facts over. Twitter responses?
Twitter responses. Twitter responses. Jason, do you have some Twitter responses?
Thank you, Satan. Yes. This is 28 years ago, 6 years ago. This is a long while back. There are people involved in this program that are still alive, and I reached out to them with my internet arm, and I said, hey, I'm on Twitter. You're on Twitter. What do you have to say to me? I said, Stephen Volk. I mentioned him several times during the Interesting Facts section. He was the writer of this program. I said, greetings from the Couch Pilots podcast. We talk about TV shows that had only one episode. Next up for us is Ghostwatch. We're excited to watch it, and we're wondering if you had any fun or interesting info you'd want to share. Thanks. Hope to hear from you. Stephen Volk himself, the man who wrote Ghostwatch, says back to us, I have quite a lot in the 25 years since it was broadcast. Take a look at my website. There are pages of links of interviews over the years, and there is a 90-minute documentary available, all fun and interesting info, hopefully. I said, thank you very much. I'll check it out. I, without a doubt, did not check it out, as there is an unbelievable amount of information here.
There's a 90-minute documentary on a 90-minute show.
Absolutely. Thank you, Stephen Volk, for getting back with us. We appreciate it. It's really cool.
Oh, definitely.
Without a doubt, the writer had control of this event. You made this possible. Is awesome. I think out of all the people involved, you are the person that I would want to hear for the most. We've heard from you. Thank you so much. Here's a commercial for one of my favorite shows. It's a Low Blow podcast.
What was I supposed to do today? Damn. Oh, you know what? I'll check my day planner. Let me get that. Oh, it's right here. Just look through. Record a new ad for the greatest podcast of all. I wonder what that could be. Well, it's the Low Blow Podcast, where myself, Adam Z, Dave Rowan, and sometimes Kristen Naomi Garcia scour the internet for all the news mainstream media doesn't want you to know, talk about Star Wars and Marvel films, because those are the only reviews we do, pick on Florida, because it wouldn't be this show without Florida. So search us on all your favorite podcasting app of choice and at lowblowpodcast.net. Appropriately inappropriate.
Oh! Folks, let me break this down for you. Ugh. Someone on the mic. Low Blow Podcast. Someone on the mic. Hold on. Anyway, when Dave and Adam are on this show, it's amazing. They are horrible at improv. Just so you know, Adam Z will tell you that they're great at improv. They're not. But if you want to hear about Florida and you want to hear about their lives, and very, very rarely is there any kind of review of any kind. But I love Adam Z. I love Dave Rome. You know what? If Dave was here right now, I would kiss him on the lips. I would kiss him on the lips with an open mouth because I love this guy. Low Blow Podcast, it does it every time, all the time. Adam Z, Dave Rowan. I don't know the other girl. I don't really care about her. She's not that good.
Low Blow Podcast right here on the FCF network.
What the fuck? Why are you doing this to me?
What's that?
I can see myself, and I don't like that.
Oh, my sunglasses?
I wear my sunglasses and so
This is an hour and a half worth of content. This is a lot. Chris Tuckley said, you know what? I give you money every month, whether or not the amount is small or large. You're going to watch what I tell you to watch. And goddamn it, we did. I don't regret it.
No, I don't regret it at all.
But it is long.
It is so long.
Michael Parkinson. This is, let's right at the top of the show here. They really struggling getting that sixth and final beer out of the refrigerator.
There's one more left.
This is presented.
Let's get things spooky.
Very, very good.
Thank you. That's improv.
This is a 90-minute television special that it's presenting itself to be a live event with you got an in-studio presence.
Sure.
And then you've got a production team on the scene.
On location.
Yeah, on location at a haunted house. Quite literally a haunted house.
Right.
And all of these people that we're seeing apparently are legitimate and notable UK personalities. People that are on chat shows, interview shows, news. People that are respected within the UK community, all a part of this program.
Did not know that.
You and I would not know that.
No, not at all. So basically what you have is, okay, hello, it's Halloween's Eve, and
my name is Michael Parkinson,
and we're going to do this live feed from this specific house that is known for a paranormal activity. And here's Craig.
Yeah, Craig Charles, is that his name?
Craig Charles has a Bears parka on, and he is a fucking idiot.
He's the black.
He's the comic
guy. He's on the scene, but he kind of hangs around outside of the house. I pegged this dude as dying within the show. I thought this dude was dead meat.
Right.
Okay. So you
How are we gonna break this down?
it's interesting. I wanted to say this for
really
later.
Bothers me.
This bothers you?
Yeah, because
I wanted to say this
Thank you.
later, but I think I'm going to say it now. This television special is a master of pacing.
yes,
I think
Yes.
from the first time I ever worked with you in podcasting, I said Blake controls the show and he knows how to pace things to keep things moving. That's one of the very first compliments I ever gave
Thank
to
you.
you to one of my friends talking about my experience podcasting. This show paces itself extremely well.
yeah, and that is a huge thing for me because when it started, I was like, oh, okay, I'm interested. What's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And there was a build up, but not so much build. But then there was a point where I was like, and then all of a sudden, boom! Here goes stuff is happening.
It keeps dipping your toe in. It keeps feeding you a little bit, pulling you back out, putting you back in. It says, we know we have 90 minutes to kill. That doesn't seem like a lot of time, but it's a lot of time.
It is
and we are going to pace it masterfully.
Have we done a podcast that was 90 minutes long? Yeah.
Yeah, we have.
And our pacing was not as good.
So you can jump ahead whenever you like. I'm going to kind of start breaking this down.
This is going to be rough because there's no way we can. And I don't think it does justice to the pilot if we go
Beat by beat?
frame by frame. Yeah.
Okay, well, let's just say this. In the studio, you have Michael Parkinson. He's an elder gentleman, and
he walks fine.
he walks without a problem. He's hosting the entire program. He is the host.
An older guy, right?
And
older Brit.
Yep, and he's saying, here we are in the studio, and what we have here is over to the side, we got a bunch of people taking phone calls who've experienced phenomenon like this in the past.
There's something like a phenomenon.
Some sort of supernatural encounter. These people are taking phone calls, and we will we'll cherry pick which one of those we will talk about.
Right, he wants you to call.
He does.
And the phone number is all messed up. It's like 181-1181.
It's 081-811-8181.
If you put that on your phone right now, it would just go boop. It wouldn't make any sense.
Well, there's like a country code and shit you'd have to put in for.
All right.
I genuinely thought we should maybe dial that number. Anyway, they're in the studio. He's sitting next to Dr. Pascal, who is a woman who has worked with this family who lives in the home on, what's it, Foxhound Terrace? Is that what it is? Foxhound Drive?
God damn it. I thought you would. Yeah, but the doctor has a very tight perm, but she has worked with this family, and all throughout this episode, she is going to be an advocate for what is going on in the house.
Trying to interpret it and make sense of what they're seeing. You've also got, what's that? What are you doing? You gotta go to the bathroom? You put your thumb through your index and middle finger and waved it at me as if I know that's supposed to be that you have to take a piss. Okay, so let me set up some of the characters. You got Michael Parkinson. He's the guy who's the host of the entire program. You got another guy who I didn't get his name of. He's hanging around with all the different people, like you'd see at a marathon or a telethon. People raising funds, sitting on these different rows, answering phones of people who've had supernatural encounters, and he's hosting kind of that. He's taking those things, putting them over to Michael Parkinson when he asks for them to receive those calls. And Michael is sitting next to Dr. Pascal, someone who has worked with the family who lives in the home. This is who's in the studio. You also have outside of the studio, at the residence of the most haunted house in Britain, you have Sarah Green, you have Craig Charles. Sarah Green is saying, I am going to spend the night in this home working with this family, seeing what they're going through, seeing what their day-to-day is, and what kind of traumatic experiences they've had. And she's going to be in that family. It's a mother and two daughters that she'll be in there. But she'll also be in there with a sound guy and a cameraman. So essentially, there'll be 6 people inside this house, people who live there, and also people trying to document what's happening.
Can you admit that Sarah is pretty?
Sure, I can.
Yes, definitely.
I don't feel like I'm being my arm's being twisted to admit that.
I would never. And by the way, that's the universals. I've used this for 2 years.
The thumb between the index
toilet.
finger.
It's toilet in sign language.
What about the thumb between
it's
the index
toilet
finger
in
and the
sign
middle?
language? I don't understand why it's so difficult for you.
I don't speak sign language, I guess, for one.
Do we mention Craig's an asshole?
Craig Charles is a black man who is outside of the house. He's on the street. There's a big, huge production van out there.
With all the gadgets to make this thing happen.
He's outside. He's the interviewer out there. There's a crowd of people that are kind of watching the event, and he goes up and down the street on one occasion to talk to neighbors and other people who have tried to exorcise that house of the demons, and he's a bit of a prankster.
Yeah, he thinks everything's a joke. This whole thing, he thinks everything's a joke. I'm insulted as a Bears fan that he is wearing a Chicago Bears parka.
I didn't even notice that.
I noticed it. It bugged the hell out of me the whole time.
I think that I would be terrified in that situation.
Oh yeah,
and so
this is Craig. We're outside the haunted house, and here's a person to talk to. No,
I don't know if he was terrified, but if I were him, I would be terrified and probably use comedy as a way to feel better about it. But very early on in this show, I feel like things are very obviously edited. And shot in a way like the blocking is so much that it's like, how could the camera know this? And like, it's very obvious to me that this is staged and set up where it's trying to come off as something that is genuine and in the moment.
Right. Even when Sara is talking to the cameraman, introducing the cameraman, she's like, "We have regular camera, but we also have infrared." And all of a sudden, boom. It switches to the infrared.
Anytime you see something odd or they go out of their way to point something out, this is obviously something that will be called back at a later date. This is set up for a later event. This is classic storytelling.
Right.
So I applaud them for that, but it plays into the fact that without a doubt, this is not real.
I was about 20 minutes into this on my laptop. Okay, and I was watching it at archive.org. All right, which we'd never used before. And I'm watching it, and things start happening to my laptop.
You told me that you could not wait to talk about this pilot. So are you telling me that supernatural events occurred with you during the viewing of this?
Here's what happened. So I'm watching it, and it kept bringing icons up in the middle of the screen, and I kept knocking them off, and they would come back, and to the point where it eventually shut down, like it would not let me watch it, and it went back to like my desktop, and I would bring it up again, and this is 10-15 minutes into it. It did it, and it would start. I went back to where I stopped, and it would start to play, and I had all these problems with being able to watch it, and the fact that stuff would start popping on my screen.
Really?
To the point where I said, "Chris, you fucking asshole! You've given me a virus. You give me a UK virus because you think that I won't come to UK, so you're fucking with me." And then all of a sudden, it started to go with the storyline. Like at first it was just
you felt like the technological problems you're having on your laptop and or phone were falling into line with what you're seeing on the TV.
Right. So eventually, about 25 minutes into this show, I had to turn my laptop off. I have not turned it on since, and I watched the whole thing on my phone.
Wow.
So if Chris gave us some kind of virus, I don't know about yet. I cannot confirm or deny. Wake up, buddy. We have a long way to go. But I have not turned my laptop back on, but it would not let me watch this. When all the bangs and booms start happening is when it turned off.
I started, I'm not joking, I started watching this about 1 a.m. last night.
1 a.m. I must be lonely.
Must be lonely.
Thank you.
And I went to bed about 3 a.m. So I was
3 a.m. I must be lonely.
I must be lonely. I watched this in the middle of the night.
Why didn't you wait until the last possible minute to watch this?
I have a lot of personal things going on.
Sex?
I guess. What's that?
Sex?
I have a lot of sex going on. Yeah. But I watched this in the middle of the night, and I felt kind of eerie because I kept feeling like something big was going to happen. Something tremendous at the very end was going to spook us or end it very abruptly. And in the middle of the night, that's kind of spooky to be
Sure.
watching. And you yourself had a seemingly odd encounter with the technological side falling out.
And yeah, so my issue came at the beginning of it, and yours came at the end of it. Yeah, it did give that feel like you said earlier, pacing, right? So Sarah goes into the flat. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you, Chris. I know what a flat is. And
What's a loo?
Huh?
What's a loo?
That's a bathroom.
And what's a lift?
That's a boat.
It's an elevator.
God damn it. Anyway,
What's a crisp?
crisp
Yeah, you ever hear of crisps?
cracker.
I think it's
Pretty
it's
close,
a chip,
pretty close.
right? Like a potato chip, a crisp.
Have a summer.
What about chips?
Those are fish and chips.
French fries.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you know what you're doing.
I'm ready to go there. Anyway, so Sarah's in the house with Pam and her two daughters, Kim and Suzanne. Husband gone. We don't talk about him.
No one mentions them.
Not once. All right. And they start describing all these things that have happened. And there are cameras all over this flat, and there are cords running everywhere. And they just start out their evening normal. It's Halloween night. They're starting out their and let's go ahead and bob for apples. Sarah, you're no good at it, but for some reason your bangs didn't get wet.
Well, this is something I noticed because they had the infrared camera earlier. So of course something weird is going to happen later on.
Because you're prepared for the.
And when they do that bobbing for apples, you got a barrel with water full of apples, and then you've got apples hanging oddly.
Yeah.
And so I said something weird, of course, is going to happen with this. Anything that is even slightly out of the ordinary that is seen once or twice is going to come back into play. And these swinging apples definitely fall into that category.
And even during this time, I saw how little their refrigerator was, and I thought,
So many things come back into play here. So Michael's talking to Dr. Pascal. He says, "Why did you choose this house, and what do you expect to see?"
Yeah, and this house has all kinds of. She shows all this documentation, video documentation of interviews she's had with the girls and everything,
Right.
and so there's all these things to reinforce what she believes is a paranormal.
Yep. And then at the very top of the show, they show footage of inside the girls' rooms.
Right.
And what it is like the lights come on, and then one of the girls goes to the bathroom. When she comes back, stuff starts shaking around and flying around. And then while they're taking phone calls, one of the phone calls says, "Hey, I see a figure in the back." They say, "Okay, well, we'll go ahead and take a look at that. We'll break down the footage, and later we'll show you what we see, and we'll try to find out what you saw."
When you watched that footage for the first time, did you see that figure? Yes or no?
I did not. Did you?
Yes, I saw it.
I was trying to keep an eye out for something.
No, I saw it. I
You did
saw
see
it. And I was like, oh, it's Sunday and it's in the middle of the afternoon. My wife's gone. Maybe I just see figures for no reason.
They go to Sara. They say, "You're going to be in the house all night." When she's in there, Craig Charles jumps out at a cabinet at one point with like a mask on to scare her to be an asshole.
He's trying to be... Craig, if you watch this whole thing, you will want to punch Craig at the end of this.
I like him.
I fucking hate Craig. Craig is...
Sara then goes and says, "Hey, what are some of your experiences? We get a lot of the people who live here. They say we have a lot of pounding in the walls. Things come off the walls."
Right.
I say, if I am one of those people, the first time that happens,
I'm gone.
I leave immediately.
Me
I
gone.
never come back to that house.
Me gone.
Why would I ever come back to a house that seems to be alive?
Yeah, they do it every night. Like every night, they're like, "Oh, this happens all the time.
Yeah.
We're cool with it now." Articles have been written about us.
Yep.
They think we're crazy. We were on television. They thought we're crazy. But we're just hanging out here. No.
Get out.
And she even says Pam, the mother, says something about how she wrote to the constable about being able to move. And the constable was like, "No." I was like,
I don't remember that.
yeah, it happened. I was like, I'm not writing to the constable now. If all this shit is really happening,
I'm out the Dow.
if my daughter's face is all scratched up,
I'm out the door.
I'm out the motherfucking door.
Meanwhile, back in the studio, the call center is blowing up with people who believe they have seen a figure in that original footage at the top of the show. They go through the footage very slowly, and Dr. Pascal says anytime someone sees an abstract figure, the first thing they try to do is find a human face. Apparently, that's what humans do.
Sure.
They try to... They see something they don't understand, and they try to make sense of it in something they do understand, a.k.a. human face.
And then they say something. And so here's what happens is...
fucking around. See something, say something. Is what you're doing.
So they give the doctor one of those video screens with a magic pen, and she draws boobs. She draws boobs on the screen. She's like, see this face? And all she did was draw boobs. That happened. Tell me it did not happen. Jason, tell me she did not draw boobs.
I just love how you never miss an opportunity. That's oh, man.
I'm a pro. I've done this a long time.
You are a professional, that's for sure. Pam, the mother of the house, she leaves the house.
Yeah.
To go like be isolated in an area to receive phone calls or something. So she's taking basically out of the equation of the house.
Right. So the daughters are still in there with Sarah and the cameraman and the sound guy, and she goes into the truck booth so she can talk to the studio. Yep. And she stays there for a long time. Bad shit starts happening. If I was a parent, I am a parent, I would get my ass. Oh, hi.
Hold on a second. Hold on. This is Lori Garcia.
Okay.
Hello. This is Jason. You're on Couch Pilots.
Hey, how are you?
Good. We're recording right now. How are you?
For real?
Yeah, for real. We're talking about a United Kingdom Ghostwatch pilot.
Ooh,
What?
that's exciting.
You can't hear me.
Can you
I
hear?
can hear you, Blake. How are you?
I got a boner just hearing your voice.
Jesus.
Oh, you got a boner? That's romantic.
Lori, what do we owe the honor?
Oh, I was just calling you to see what was up. I was just checking in on you. That's all.
Okay.
Making sure that you were okay, and I was just making sure.
She never
How
calls
you
me.
doing? Your chin's up?
Our chins are up for sure. And so, and apparently Blake's boner is up as well.
Lori never
Standing salute.
Lori never calls me and says, "Is your balls up?"
So when are you guys playing my voicemail recording?
It's already done. Did.
Which one is this? On the last episode?
I don't know. It's already done. Did.
We're
Already did? Okay, because I was trying to listen to it today.
Matt Phillips.
And it wouldn't allow me, so maybe it'll let me listen to it. So
I think next Monday we're gonna have an episode where your voicemail was played.
Awesome. That's what I was wondering.
If you have time,
What is she wearing right now?
What are you wearing, Lori?
I am wearing a very nice kind of I'm wearing this hippie-ish type of outfit. It's kind of like a poncho top thingy, and then I'm wearing bell bottoms. So yeah, that's what I'm wearing.
What do you think about that, Blake?
I know that wasn't the answer you wanted to hear, but
No.
that's what I'm wearing.
Not at all.
You should see the disappointment on his face, Lori.
I know, I'm fully clothed. I know, fully clothed. Boner dead.
Lori, we love you.
I love you too, Blake.
I would.
She didn't say I love you to Jason.
That's fine. It's understood that we're in love. Lori, I would invite you to go to archive.com and look up Ghostwatch. It's a British show from 1992 that it's kind of like the original Blair Witch Project.
God damn it! Fuck!
Hey, fuck you.
God damn it!
Hey, fuck you, man. Anyway, we're going to get back to it. Everything okay with you?
Yeah. I was just calling. I was checking in on you. I honestly was just checking in on you.
Oh, that's
hoping that you're okay.
Lori and I talked about some personal things last night. She's very sweet. She's checking up on me.
She didn't talk anything personal to me.
Well, you've got a wife, and
I am all alone.
Yeah, so you've got a wife, and and Dennis Reynolds, he's a sociopath, and he needs to express his feelings that he suppresses.
Very
so
good.
I help.
Yeah.
Love you.
I love you too.
See you at CouchCon.
Yes, see you at CouchCon, and don't touch me there.
Talk to you soon, Lori. Thank you.
All right, then. All
Bye.
right, bye-bye.
Jesus, that doesn't happen very often. That was, holy cow. The Blair Witch Project thing, let's just get it out in the open right now. When you saw Blair Witch Project,
Yes.
did you know the backstory before you saw it?
I saw the Blair Witch Project in the movie theater.
Yes, me too.
And when I went in, I would say I was 90% sure this is a movie. This is not real. We're not seeing something real. But nothing like that had been done before.
Right.
This is a movie made by 3 people who were instructed to go from point A to B to C to D in the woods. They were making the film as we were seeing it.
Right.
It's crazy. There was no budget here. I think to this day, the Blair Witch Project might have the biggest margin for profit ever in a film.
Yeah.
I genuinely think that. I think it was made for nothing and made a ton of money.
I went to Willows Theater with a couple of buddies of mine.
That might have been where I saw it too.
And I had no idea. I knew nothing about the Blair. I knew nothing about it, and I thought it was real. I mean, up until the end of it, we walked outside. You went through the parking lot.
Yeah.
And my buddy says, "You know that wasn't real, right?" And then he told me all the digs, and I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Mm-hmm. You know. And
Yeah.
that's if you're watching Ghostwatch, it's the same thing.
The Blair Witch Project sticks out to me as I've never, ever before been to a film, had the film end, and then everyone at the end of the film stand up and talk about the movie. That's never happened to me before.
They talked to you about it?
No. They talk to each other.
Okay.
Like the film was over, and everyone after the credits, they just stood up and talked to each other.
Yeah.
Like what did we just see?
Right.
I've never to this date I have never experienced that.
To this day, that shot with that kid standing in the corner,
Cornea.
corner, scared the fuck out of me when I saw it for the first time.
This is the beginning.
I'm man enough to say it.
This is the beginning of found footage film, a trope that is plagued.
FFF.
That's right. Thank you. A trope that has plagued film for nigh on 15 to 20 years, and this Ghostwatch happened before that. Basically, what you have is in studio conversations, and you have in-house experiences that all culminate into, hey, guess what? There used to be a woman that lived in this residence who would kill children.
Right.
And later, a man who was a psychiatric patient was released from a hospital, rented a room here, was possessed by a woman.
Right.
And maybe did some awful things. He died under the stairs in what they called the glory hole.
Oh, God. I'm so glad. Glory hole was mentioned 6 or 7 times.
That's where you get your cock sucked. That's not where cats eat your face, right?
Yeah. The glory hole is a little cubby hole underneath the stairs. We have a glory hole here at our house.
Yeah, here at Air Force One.
Yeah, and there's nobody's sucking nobody's dick. There's no ghosts. One of the things I want to mention was there's a lot of shots of Sara going up into the kids' room, and I'm looking at the walls of the kids' room. There's an MC Hammer poster.
That is the only poster I, without a doubt, could make out was the MC Hammer poster. High five that shit. Go ahead.
The second one, I think, was the guy from Wham. What's his name? The gay guy?
George Michael.
It was the George Michael one. With
Yeah.
the guitar.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. Because you gotta have faith. I gotta have faith. We've lost track of what's going on.
No, we haven't. You know,
Okay.
we're not going to go chronologically with it. There's too much to
We're
cover.
an hour and 20 minutes in.
It's fine.
Okay.
It's fine. You have what appears to be a hoax, and then you have other things happen at the house, which makes it think something real is happening here.
Scratches on the face of the little girl?
It bleeds over at the end of the show into the studio.
Oh, that's when I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. At the beginning of it, I was like, "This is a hoax. This is just And then stuff started happening. I was like, "Oh, you know what? This might be real." But when they started having wind and shit blowing up in the studio. I was like, this is fucking fake. And then when I saw the host of the show talking to himself with no lights, only audio playing, and he's like, and then he was like,
This is real. This really happened.
at the end of it, I was like, no fucking way.
I felt like pretty early on with how well the video cameras and the blocking and the editing was going, this was not real.
Right.
But it had elements that could keep you into it.
It kept you into it. It kept me into it. I about 25 minutes into it, besides the computer issues, which fucked me up, I could have easily clicked and stopped and walked away. I love Chris. I'm not going to do that, right?
Yeah.
It's not fair. I started watching it. I started getting into it, and it was like, I'll give you an example.
Thank you.
Xhamster.com, right?
Pornography.
Right. I watch a lot of porn.
Sure.
And I'll start watching a video, and I know it's 6 minutes, 33 seconds long.
Skip ahead. Boom, boom, boom.
Stop. Wait for me to... You start watching it. You start jerking it a little bit. But it just doesn't... It doesn't get you to where you're vigorously doing it. So then you switch to a different video. You have to find the ones that are vigorously getting you into it. Boom, bada bing. Ending. Goes in your eye. No big deal. Wipe it off with a sheet. Go to sleep.
What does it have to do with the pilot again? Are you telling me you masturbated vigorously to Ghostwatch?
No. What I'm saying is, this show, right when you wanted to stop jerking off,
Right.
it made you want to do it vigorously. And then at the end,
There was expert. I say it again. There was expert pacing in this show.
Yes,
it goes from the studio.
That's what I was trying to convey with my masturbation story.
Here's a little bit
I don't have any black girls texting me. I'm sorry. Or Lori Garcia calling me.
What can I say?
Fuck me, right?
What can I say?
Fuck me, right?
First of all, fuck you right. Second of all, what can I say? I got ladies high five that shit. Thank you very much. To me, it ends in a way that is wildly unrealistic.
Yeah, that was the problem. I was with it until the end.
Yeah. It ends with you believing that this a person possessing the host of this show. That's what it leaves you with. And I will say, I think the whole gambit of this program is that you are seeing recognizable media figures in a situation that you're like, I don't know if this is real or not.
Right.
That's the whole gambit of the thing. That's the thing that makes you confused about.
Because I don't know anything about the UK. I don't know who these people are. I'm all in. But then it goes so extreme. It pulls me back to where I'm like, this is stupid. Then it pulls me into it like, oh shit, this is going on. And then it just yanks me back and saying, there's no way this could happen.
Think about this in terms that we can understand. People like Meredith Vieira from Today
or Meredith Baxter Burney.
Meredith Baxter Burney from Family Ties. Who turns out to be a gay lady.
What's she gay?
What's that?
Was she
gay?
I
think so.
High five that shit.
Melissa Etheridge. No,
speaking of Melissa Etheridge, and you're so mad that I'm doing this. I have the double DVD of Melissa Etheridge live with acoustic.
I promise you, I could not care less.
Come to my window and watch that with me. It's really good.
I will not. Think about this, like in terms you understand though, like people like Tom Brokaw, right? Ted Jennings.
Sure.
These people who hosted news forever, these recognizable faces that you relied on for unbiased news resource on ABC, NBC, CBS, these three powerhouse television networks in the United States. What if those people who anchored the nightly news were on this show?
You would believe him.
That
you
would
be sucked
odd.
into it, yeah.
Because I look at this as an American, I say, I don't know these people.
Right.
These are actors, character people.
Yeah.
But if you saw, like a Katie Couric going into the house and having these
coffee.
responses, you'd what?
I'd make some coffee.
Katie Couric, very good. R.I.P. Heather. I think that puts a whole different twist on the thing. But I tell you what, as much turbulence they had in the house, we had a lot of turbulence right here in the cockpit.
You must protect this house.
Please remain seated as we are now crossing a zone of turbulence.
Turbulence. What went wrong with this show? Why did it not work? Why did it not go to series?
This may be an instance where it really was a made-for-TV movie / event. It was never meant for a series.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is something that Chris suggested.
We can't say Chris was right, and we can't say Chris was wrong.
Okay, let's pretend it was a pilot. Okay, could this go anywhere?
No. You cannot go to different places in the UK every week and find whether the ghosts were real or not, because at the end of this, it seems as though the poltergeist and the little blonde girl on the TV took over your whole studio. You shot your wad. You shot your wad at, if it was a pilot for series, you shot your wad at the end of it by having the host be
A demon.
It got too big. There was no cliffhanger.
Yep.
It said,
That's
whatever
what she
this
said.
is real, and it's taking over.
Right.
And there's no room for, oh, hey, you know what? Later we'll have a little bit of ghost here. No, this thing has exploded. Right? Yeah. So I would say, yeah, probably not necessarily a pilot.
Do we deduct points from his frequent flyer plan?
I think we should probably just deduct
2?
some point. Yeah,
2 points?
Let's deduct a whole 2 points from
Okay.
it. Nothing about this didn't necessarily work. I can't. This will be the third time I say it. The pacing kept me intrigued the entire time.
Right.
And
you watched it late at night.
There was so much
By yourself.
opportunity for this to kind of slough off or get someone disinterested. Not the case here. This consistently shot back and forth between interesting things at the studio and live events happening in the home to keep you interested for a full 90 minutes. That is a difficult feat.
Very much.
If this, what would you think would happen if this were to turn into a series?
You have to go throughout the UK and go to different areas that had stories already, stories that were already established, ghost stories.
So kind of like
Ghost Hunters.
Like Ghost Hunters, or like some sort of TLC channel. People go around with their fake bullshit electronics, and that's what it seems like to me too. People have seen this, probably a lot more than you think, and those people have opinions on this.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we start our descent, please make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position.
She's beautiful, right?
The stewardess is a beautiful woman.
Thank you.
I'm milk boning out over here. Rotten Tomatoes, oddly enough, has a score here. What do you think that is? Now, I will say this is the percentage of the audience.
48%.
74% of the audience who saw this and reported at Rotten Tomatoes said, you know what? Thumbs up to this.
Woo!
IMDb score.
6.8.
7.6.
Damn it.
Get this. From 2,300.
Holy shit.
45 ratings. This is something I've never heard of before, Chris, but it is a ratings and cultural powerhouse.
We are going to get 47 downloads.
Critic reviews. Hannah Norby from FoundFootageCritic.com says, for its time, the film was innovative in its technical approach and blending of fiction and reality. Ghostwatch is not only a historically significant film within the found footage genre, but also an entertaining work of art that stands the test of time.
I'm not going to lie.
Ghostwatch, a classic piece of UK horror TV. I said I was baffled how something so brilliant had been co-signed to fleeting mentions in 50 Scariest TV Moments style shows. Since then, it's celebrated quite the resurgence. There has been a deep dive documentary about it called Ghostwatch Behind the Curtains, an annual national seance where at 9:25 p.m. every Halloween, fans are encouraged to simultaneously watch their copies to see what happens, and it's rightly and regularly hailed as an influence on many subsequent mockumentary / found footage horror films, although in my mind, nothing has beaten it yet.
Wow. You got any more?
I'd like to say that the idea of something like this airing now is crazy, but that implies it wasn't crazy even back then. Wherever you put Ghostwatch on the timeline of TV history, its menacing, marvelous anomaly, sleepless nights are guaranteed.
God damn. There's so much I want to say right now.
Viewer reviews, still scary 14 years later. This was made over 10 years ago. So this is 25 years old at this point. This is from Haramon Granger, 197931. This is from May 2007. When I was 12, when Ghostwatch was shown on Halloween on BBC One. I remember sitting on the sofa with my brother and my mom. My dad went out before the show had begun. We were pulled into the story and got scared to death by pipes and the story of the early family. This was years before Most Haunted hit the screens. That may be a UK horror film or series, I don't know. You could spot pipes, you could hear the stories, and watch as the team falls apart. I totally believe Sarah Green was taken by pipes, and that Parky was taken over by pipes too. I don't know who Parky was. Great TV. Little did we know that it was due to be banned and never shown again until the ban ran out and it was released on DVD, which I had for Christmas 3 years ago. Even though I can't watch it alone or with the lights off, the power of being 12 back then and pipes coming to get me still shakes me up. For me, Ghostwatch is pure great British television. Sure, it might be dated and some people might call it boring, but to this 26-year-old, sleepless nights happen after I watched this show 14 years later.
Here's the thing. Like, I want to go... I would like to have, like, the timestamp for the pipe sighting, because I never saw pipes. But I'm not in any way, shape, or form saying that it wasn't on the screen somehow.
Right.
You know, and I understand if I was 12 years old and it was Halloween night and it was 9:30 at night.
Yes.
And I was in British Columbia.
Yeah.
No?
That's Canada,
The
right?
United Kingdom.
There you go.
I would be freaked the fuck out by this show until the end.
Absolute quality, says Cal5025. This is from December of 2002, so many years ago. 10 years after the filming and 16 years ago from today. It takes a lot to scare me. It would have to be something completely out of the ordinary. Halloween 1992, I was very young, and I saw this incredible show. Me and my family all thought it was real, and we never forgot it. Now it's released on DVD. I bought it and watched it. I didn't remember a whole lot, so it was almost like seeing it for the first time again. It is without a doubt one of the finest shows the BBC has ever aired, and I can see why it scared so many people. Buy the DVD from BUFFY. It's worth every penny, and when you watch it, think how the people must have seen it in 1992 when they thought it was real and live.
What happens when the aliens come down from space to take over the world?
Yeah.
What happened? What happened? People physically jumped out of buildings.
Now you're talking about War of the Worlds on the radio in the 1940s.
This is the same.
This is the modern version of that.
Thank you.
High
five that shit.
Oh, you're welcome.
Oh, we're doing so many things.
Oh boy, and one of those many things that we're doing is landing the plane and ultimately giving our ratings.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to FCF Airport. Local time is 11:11 and the temperature is 69 degrees. For your safety and comfort, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the captains turn off the fasten seatbelt sign.
Bing bong!
Bing
Hello.
bong, bitcoins.
Hello, sir. Bing bong. Thank you. Thank you very much. Hello.
Bitcoins.
Bitcoins. What is our rating system and how does it work? Yeah, you want me to do it? You call me a motherfucker?
I got this.
Hey, fuck me, right? Hey guys, everybody fuck me, okay?
Me no fuck on you, you fuck on me. 1 through 7. The pilot, no, I can't do it.
You want me to do it?
Yep.
Okay. The scoring system is as follows.
Thank you.
Well, this is what
Fayetten.
I said the word.
Casimir Plesk.
I said the word faggot for a second when you said Fayetten. I was like, what? You call me a gay guy? 1 out of 7. That's the scale. That's the scale. Nothing is better than 1 out of 7. Some people say 1 out of 5. Some people say 1 out of 10. Fuck those people forever directly in their ears. 1 out of 7 is the scale. We take that from the popular characters of the 1990s sitcom, affectionately and accurately known as Wings. 1 through 7. 1 is the worst. 7 is the best.
1 is a Roy Biggin.
And 7 is a Brian Hackett.
And everything else, it doesn't matter.
Captain Philip, rest assured, I look directly at your face. It's beautiful and shining. How do you rate Ghostwatch?
I had a paranormal experience about 20 minutes into this. This motherfucker would not play, and it was archive.org, right?
You had a paranormal experience?
It would not work. I'm giving a paranormal bump.
Wow, that's an unprecedented paranormal bump.
I was all in to this show until the end where the studio started, like, lights started blowing up and everything. It went for a big finale. Like, I could imagine not knowing anything about this, hence Blair Witch Project, right? To me, this was a TV version of Blair Witch Project, except at the end of it, they fucked themselves and they showed their cards. I'm giving it a 4.
A 4, right down the middle, even, Stevens. I respect you, I bow to you, and I honor you. I tell you this. I give this a 5.
Really? Because of the pace? You're gonna give it a pace bump?
I'm not going to give it a bump because of the pacing, but like it is so easy for something like this to get watered down or bogged down in any specific section, but they paced it so well. I feel like a fucking broken record saying, but I was so impressed by how consistently they moved things around and kept things going to where I did not lose interest.
But now, after watching it, you know that these people that were on the show were already established stars in the UK.
I think that's important to know going into it.
Okay.
I think that feeds into...
I disagree, but that's fine.
You disagree. I think going into it knowing that these are people who have status in that country as media figures gives legitimacy to what you're seeing. That helps dive you in and say, oh my God, is this real? Why would these people who have notoriety in this country for being legitimate news people lend their name and their personality to this?
Sara was sexy, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Would you have fucked Sara?
Jesus.
Wait. Would you have fucked... You know what I'm going to say. You know what I'm going to say.
Out with it, please.
Would you have fucked Sara in the glory hole?
I plead the fifth. The pacing on this was good. I cannot see this going forward as a pilot. I don't know that it was ever meant to that.
Pacey is one.
I love Dawson's Creek. I am a Michelle Williams fan through and through.
I'm a Pacey fan. People say I look like Pacey.
Are you happy with yourself?
I don't know.
You're off the rails. Ghostwatch was entertaining.
It was.
I did not lose my interest. I don't see this going forward. You're right. They kind of blew their load there at the end. It got too big and too crazy to where it can't go any further than what we saw.
But at the end of it, did you not think it was ridiculous at the end of it?
It got pretty nuts in the last few minutes. Something else I will say that is a problem with this show is they have the infrared camera, and they're showing each other. It's the guy who has the camera, and he's showing Sarah Green on camera. I think there was a massive opportunity for them to show
something behind them,
some weird figure back there.
And I never saw Pipes. Did you see Pipes once?
I was watching this at 2:30 to 3 o'clock in the morning.
When you should have saw him.
When I had to work the next day at 7 a.m.
Jesus Christ.
I'm watching this, and this is
Chris, it's your fucking fault.
This is a great opportunity to scare the bejesus out of me.
Right.
And I think they dropped the ball by not showing something wildly insane
in the
infrared.
Yep.
They dropped the ball in a couple spots. You're blowing their load at the end, and the infrared, I can't see this going forward as a series, but as a standalone feature, this is entertaining. I give it a 5. I stand by that, and with that, We close the book on Ghostwatch, and we will never mention that show again.
Forever.
Oh, Spectre, please leave us be. But we're not done. So many pilots are out there waiting for us to extend our hand to them, to pull them out of the La Brea tar pit that is their existence and bring them to the light that only the couch pilots can bring.
And starting next week, we're going to season 14.
Season 14, we do our seasons in 10-episode blocks, and next season will be an all-animated season.
Whoa, what?
We like to jump around from decade to decade to give each decade equal play, but Blake has said, fuck that forever. I want to see animated shows 10 at a time for a dime, and goddammit, that's what we're going to give them. And here's a little something to wet your whistle. In this unaired pilot for Buffy the Animated Series, Buffy is attacked by a vampire in an alley. Later, Giles informs Buffy, Xander, and Willow that they will have to miss the party they're planning on attending because the followers of a being named Morgalla are planning an apocalypse. Also, Buffy is attacked by a dragon. You can find the entire episode.
Be a dragon.
What song is that?
When I grow up, I wanna be a dragon and shoot fire in your face.
What is that from? Did you just make that up?
Puff Magic Dragon.
You can find the entire episode of Buffy the Animated Series by subscribing to Couch Pilots and Apple Podcasts or your favorite podcast app of choice, and then simply click on one of our classically blue links in our show notes. Or go to YouTube.
And you know what to do, Tube.
Holy smokes, I can't wait for our 14th animated season.
God, that's amazing. We've done 141 episodes.
That's right.
God damn. God damn, the Pusha Man.
I've looked through all of these, and I'm excited.
Do we have 10?
Oh, easily.
Okay.
Yeah, we got animated series at the Yin Yang. And if you want to get a hold of our Yin Yangs, you can go to couchpilotspodcast.com. It's the one-stop shop where all of our past episodes are available for free, as well as all the different ways via Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and even our 1-800 number, which is a 1910 number, ways to get a hold of us.
Yeah, get a hold of us. Let us know what you think. Good or bad or ugly. 910
Pilots 1, it's 910-745-6871. You heard we had one this episode, didn't we? Do we have a No, we did not have a phone call this episode.
No, we did not.
Last episode we had Tyler thinking he was calling a separate podcast,
Right.
Which honestly, if that was on purpose that he did that, then Tyler is just the fucking, he's a genius. If he called this number purposely and pretended like he was calling another podcast, then he's just a genius.
Tyler is a genius. I know for a fact that it was on purpose.
You do know for a fact?
Yeah, let's get things cracking. It was great.
That fucking you're not drinking another beer art now, are you?
Yep.
Go to patreon.com. This is a website that says, hey, there are a bunch of idiots out there creating art and they need your support. Hey, guess what? Blake and I are some of those idiots.
We're the two of the best looking idiots.
Whoa, we're so fucking handsome.
Octopussy?
James Bond's greatest film. Go to patreon.com/couchpilots. Subscribe. Tell us with your pocketbook how much you appreciate
Yes,
us.
we have multiple tiers that you can donate to.
Multiple tiers in heaven.
It doesn't have to be every month. You can donate one time. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, there are amazing tiers and amazing prizes.
Ways that we can give back to you for donating to us.
There actually is one that if you donate to it, you will get a personal episode. Like
that's pretty good.
Pretty
right?
fucking intense.
That's pretty good.
And if you guys know us after 141 episodes, if you guys know us, it's worth $20 to get your own personal episode.
We can have personal conversations with you. It's pretty nuts the level of intimacy that we're willing to extend for cash.
Right. It only has to be, a one-time deal. Like it doesn't have to be, I'm donating $20 for the rest of my life.
It can also be that, I suppose.
But it doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to be, but it can be that.
Thank you.
Because week after week we provide this show to everyone on this godforsaken planet. This episode for free, but there are things here that we do that are not for free. So if you want to donate, we'd super duper appreciate it. And we thank everyone who already does subscribe.
Hey,
via
Lord
Patreon.
Garcia, instead of calling us, go to our Patreon page. Patreon.com/couchpilots.
What do you think if I went out and visited Laura Garcia? What do you think about that?
I think you guys would be married.
That actually might happen. I might go out and visit her. We'll see.
Really?
Yeah, we were talking about it yesterday.
And you're just going to let me sit here by myself?
I mean, yeah, probably, yeah.
Why is that? You don't want me to watch? You need a cameraman? Let's go. Come on. Go ahead. Nope. Go ahead.
Blake, is there anything else you'd like to say to our frequent flyers today?
Yes, I love frequent flyers. I love all of our listeners. Thank you so much. Rate us on your podcast app of choice. Give us a review. But most of all, I like to end every episode with, what are you doing?
I'm looking at my phone. You fucking type on your phone all the time.
Folks, be nice to each other, love each other, and tell each other about couch pods. That's all I got. This pilot may have been rough, but it's always a smooth flight. We'll see you next week on Couch Pods.
On behalf of Couch Pilots and the entire crew, we'd like to thank you for joining us on this trip, and we are looking forward to seeing you on board again in the near future. Have a nice day.